Hi everybody, so we're here at Cannes with part of the video series we're doing with View Planner. I'm Joe with Joe Marchese.
I am a general and build partner at Human Ventures.
Joe, we were just talking. You're talking about the deep irony that why the upfronts are still around. All of a sudden, the tech players have really come on strong, but the playbook is very familiar.
Right.
What do you make of that? Like in your like this innovation and revolution feels also like full circle.
Well, I think that a lot of people have been talking about how this year at the upfronts, nothing was ever going to be the same because Amazon and Netflix were at the upfronts, which I found supremely ironic. And I love all of them. I mean, you look at it's a lot of people who know TV that are running those divisions. Like Krishan is over at Amazon and Peter Naylor is at Netflix. But the best part is, you know what they were selling at the upfronts, Amazon and Netflix?
It's a lot of stuff that is very traditional formats, familiar formulas.
The NFL and Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah.
You know what I was selling at Fox like many years ago? You know, Disney was selling the NFL and Shonda Rhimes. But the reason why, I say this tongue in cheek a little bit, but the reason why upfronts exist is because there's a limited number of cultural moments during the year, and there is a finite amount of inventory. I don't care what anybody says. Inventory is not infinite because people's time is not infinite.
Yeah.
And the upfront, the part is to reserve some of that finite, precious thing throughout the year, moments in culture, etc.
All right. Speaking of that, you've had YouTube now for a number of years. They've been part of the upfronts for a while.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden their consumption on television is growing like crazy.
Like crazy.
They're in between. They almost have an infinite amount of inventory, but they've got like these limited moments with some of their big creators.
Yeah.
How do they navigate that sort of weird hybrid?
I've made this argument before, and I think that this is the time that it's going to have to start to bifurcate. I think YouTube on CTV is more similar to other CTV viewing than YouTube on a phone or a computer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's better or worse. You could say a phone is more infinite and easier to interact with. You could say a computer is like easier to jump over to websites and do e-commerce shopping. But CTV is just different, but it's more like other CTV. I was just talking with Craig Kostalik, who runs revenue over at Condé Nast, and they were saying the Met Gala on their YouTube stream on CTV, like the concurrent viewership was in the millions, like many millions.
Might as well be on a cable network back in the old days.
And actually to the size, like unlike the old days when people were like, this YouTube video has as many views as the World Series. And it was like, it was
ridiculous.
Apples and oranges.
Now
the Met Gala actually is millions of concurrent viewers. And so I think that the big push now should be contextual YouTube viewing, and then split it between mobile, desktop, CTV, and then look at your premium adjacencies, like look at what you're buying in that way. And I think that, it's a big opportunity.
Okay, you kind of got at this. The Netflixes and Amazons are definitely trying to do that like traditional sports or, ads and trusted shows kind of formula. But then you have this division, especially generationally, with phone-centric consumption. And that's a really different medium, different ad environment. Should those worlds come together? Should they be treated separately by brands? Where does that go?
I think there should be some treated separately, although I would say that generational divide tends to be observational science, flawed observational science. What I mean by that is you could find a video or an article in the New York Times from 2007 that says these kids don't watch TV, they like YouTube and they want authentic. I bet you
today it's only TikTok or TV. It's either right.
But let's find those kids today, and I bet you they're binge watching Suits. Like remember what we just said about the upfronts, how everything that's old is new again, and how the tech platform, Suits and Grey's Anatomy and these shows, these episodic Friends is being discovered. They binge watch. It's not an
anti-television mentality.
It's not like they grow up and keep doing the same thing. I like chicken fingers when I was a kid, and I still like chicken fingers now. But you get the point. You're taste grow.
Right. So shorts are chicken fingers, but you eventually graduate to steak or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's also what's available, and great storytelling is great storytelling. It kind of continues. We still read books. Sometimes we read them on ebooks. We still listen to music. It's just there are things that are going to stay the same, and the more we try to say everything is changing, like the hyperbolic, like you're wrong just by definition. You're wrong.
Because I think I've been wondering if there's going to be this divide between the programming era and the algorithm era, and the people will only prefer one or the other. I don't know if that makes sense.
Isn't the algorithm just programming? This is why the algorithm, in my opinion, should have never been protected by Section 230, right? Like the algorithm was programming. It was making a decision of what people were supposed to see. And I think the desire for people to see things in common, like we want shared experiences and shared stories. And there was just I don't know where I read it, but there was just a story that so few people are seeing the same things that we can't talk about shows anymore.
Right. You
see the Suits phenomenon. You see, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer over weekend. It is possible to break through. It's just hard to predict those, that's why upfronts are more difficult, because you don't know what things are going to break through during the year.
Right.
And it makes it harder to capture those moments for brands.
Yeah, you can't put that big thing after Seinfeld and then it's going to guarantee, pop the first year or something like that.
Well, and that's what broke television, to be honest. Like, we tried to follow the business rules, meaning the reason why Thursday night was must-see TV wasn't because we all picked Thursday night. It's because Thursday night is when you wanted to advertise the movies for the weekend.
Or car sales or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, because of that, basically we reverse engineered Thursday night. Now, remember, what they also did was said, well, no, you can't DVR it and skip ads. Like, listen, if cable had on-demand viewing with skippable ads, we might never have seen Netflix.
Yeah.
Like cable was a good deal with a bad user interface.
Right.
And we did that because advertising. And then advertising broke the internet because it led us to listicles and trash and so forth. Yeah. And now look, advertising has a lot to make up for. So let's hope they can do it.
You've been talking for years about the attention problem we have with it, or the misallocation of dollars versus attention, I guess. And the open web is kind of having a reckoning now where do you feel like brands are finally saying, I don't know if any of this was worth it all the years?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there has been a total disconnect between what I would refer to as the attention economy and what we'll call the advertising economy. And advertising is supposed to be the buying and selling of human attention, for fair value. However, when you look at quote unquote ad tech, ad tech makes it sound too small. Ad tech is like Facebook, Google, Meta. I mean, it is what the economy runs on top of. I think most ad tech is machines in search of credit for commerce rather than machines causing commerce.
Right.
And that's it. Okay, let's figure out where all the consumption that's going to happen in the world, and let's all fight over trying to get credit for that consumption versus not necessarily changing.
Making people do things. Yeah.
And that's what advertising was supposed to be. I want to buy people's attention for the chance to deliver them a message. Now you say, I just want to buy, I want to buy transactions all day.
Right. I want something that's going to make my spreadsheet look awesome versus.
Yeah, and I think that's why you see, I think culture is on sale because of that. I think that, Bernard Arnault doesn't become the richest man on planet Earth and LVMH as big as it is without being able to take a long view on what brands are actually worth. Because, if you think you need to measure everything in a, 6 month, 1 month, 1 week loop of what your ROI is, you're kidding yourself at how it actually works.
Yeah. And that's what you're seeing this now. Almost overindulgence on retail media as if it's the magic thing that created all demand in the world.
Retail media confuses me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not smart enough to understand how it works.
It's good money, though, it seems like.
Well, no, it's great. It does one of two things. It either does drive a transaction, which I actually very much believe it does. And every brand needs to be participating in retail media because they need to have a chance to drive those transactions. But if you believe that retail media can give you that transaction,
that
the whole
customer
job
by itself.
Well, then you have to believe that customer could be given to someone else next week.
Yeah.
And that is why it is a very double-edged sword. So everyone needs to play in it, although I don't know that everybody should be. So,
all right. On that note, Joe, great conversation. Thanks for your time here.
Thanks.